Before talking about any exercises for your legs after the age of 60, I want you to try a very quick test. It only takes 30 seconds. You don't need to stand up, you don't need to prepare anything, you just need to answer 3 simple questions. But before we begin, do one small thing. Imagine that you are starting with 3 points. For each question that applies to you, subtract 1 point. At the end of the video, we will see what level your legs are at. And if you'd like, write your score in the comments so we can compare. Now let's begin. First question. In the morning, when you first step out of bed, do your legs feel slightly heavy or slow during the first few steps? Not severe pain, just a mild stiffness or a lack of flexibility. Second question. At night, while you are sleeping, have you ever had a calf cramp that wakes you up? Many people over 60 think this is just a normal part of aging, but sometimes it is a small signal that circulation is slowing down. Third question. At the end of the day, do your ankles feel slightly swollen, or do your socks leave clear marks on your skin? If any of these 3 things sound familiar, your legs may be sending a very quiet signal. In medicine, this is often related to a condition called poor leg circulation. The good news is this. There is a very simple leg circulation test that many doctors use to quickly evaluate this condition. And the interesting thing is, you can do it yourself at home in 30 seconds. So stay until the end of the video. In just 30 seconds, you can find out what condition your legs are in.
Before trying that test, quickly score a few signs that many people over 60 often experience. Remember that you start with 5 points. For each sign that applies to you, subtract 1 point. First, your feet often feel colder than the rest of your body, especially in the evening. Second, you feel mild numbness or tingling in your toes when sitting for a long time. Third, when you stand up and take the first few steps, your legs feel heavy or slow. Fourth, when you press lightly on the ankle area, the indentation takes quite a while to return. And finally, your calves become easily tired when walking a short distance. Now look back at your score. Do you still have 5 points, 3 points, or only 1 to 2 points? If you'd like, write your score in the comments. Many viewers over 60 enjoy comparing their results with others in this community.
If you just tried scoring those signs, now is the time to understand what that number really means for your legs. If you are at 0-1 point, it usually shows that the circulation system in your legs is still functioning quite steadily. The calf muscles are still supporting the veins well, helping blood move back up to the heart without much difficulty. If you have 2 to 3 points, this is often an early signal stage. Blood is still circulating, but a little more slowly than before. Many people over 60 begin to feel their legs getting heavier in the afternoon, or they need the first few steps to restart their legs after sitting for a long time. If you are at 4 to 5 points, the body is showing that the natural blood pumping system in the legs may be gradually weakening. But the important thing is this: it is not permanent. And to understand why just a few simple movements can change that, we first need to look at a very interesting mechanism in the body, something many doctors call the second heart of the legs. When you notice your legs becoming lighter again after a few minutes of movement, it is also the moment when a very simple biological truth is happening inside the body. The muscles in the legs function like a second circulation pump of the body. Every time you contract and relax the muscles, even if it is just standing up, taking a few small steps, or lifting your heels, the muscles gently press on the veins, helping push blood back toward the heart. But when you sit still for too long, especially after the age of 60, this natural pump almost temporarily stops working. Blood begins to slow down in the legs and feet. The tissues receive less oxygen, and familiar sensations begin to appear: heavy legs, numb legs, or feeling slower when standing up. The important thing is, this is not a sign that old age is making you weaker. It is simply the biology of inactivity, and your body is always waiting for a small signal to restart that flow. And this is exactly when a number that surprises many people appears.
And when you understand that mechanism, many people are often very surprised to hear the following number. After about 60 minutes of sitting still, blood flow in the legs can decrease by nearly 50%. Not because the body has become weaker, but because the calf muscles, the body's natural pump,
are temporarily inactive. When you walk, lift your heels, or contract your calf muscles, these muscles gently press on the veins and push blood back to the heart. But when you sit for a long time, watching TV, reading the newspaper, or sitting on the sofa, this pump is almost asleep. Blood begins to slow down in the lower part of the body. And that is why many people over 60 often say, when sitting, everything feels normal, but when I stand up, my legs suddenly feel heavy and slow. The good news is that with just a few small movements done correctly, you can wake up this natural pump again in just a few minutes.
Once you understand that, you might start to wonder, how can you wake up the natural pump in your legs? The good news is that you don't need complicated exercises, you don't need a gym, and you don't need movements that are too intense for a senior over 60 body. The most important thing is simply activating the right muscle groups. Because when the calf muscles, feet, and ankles begin to move properly, they help push blood circulation back again, like turning back on a pump that had been resting. That is exactly why health and exercises for seniors experts often recommend starting with very small movements that target the right areas. In the next section, you will see 3 simple exercises specially designed for people over 60, helping activate leg circulation quickly, safely, and easily right at home.
To begin activating blood flow in your legs again, try the simplest exercise among the 3 today. Exercise number 3 is called seated calf pump, pumping the calf muscles while sitting. This is one of the easiest exercises for seniors to perform, especially suitable for people over 60. The method is very simple. Sit upright on a chair with both feet placed flat on the floor. Then slowly lift your heels up while keeping the front of your feet touching the ground. Hold this position for about 2 seconds, then gently lower your heels back down. Repeat 20 times at a slow and steady pace. While doing it, pay attention to how your body feels. You will feel your calf muscles contract and relax, like a small pump working. That is not imagination. In the senior body, the calf muscles are considered the second heart that helps push blood from the legs back to the heart. And just a small movement like this can significantly help improve poor leg circulation. When the calf muscles begin working again with the heel pump exercise you just did, the next step is to unlock the ankle joint so blood can move more smoothly down to the feet. Exercise number 2 is called ankle mobility flow, a sequence of movements that helps improve ankle flexibility and supports the venous pump in the ankle area. The method is very gentle. You can sit on a chair or lie down and relax. Lift one foot slightly off the floor. Then slowly rotate your ankle, drawing a large circle in the air. Perform 10 circles clockwise, then 10 circles in the opposite direction. After that, switch to the other foot. While rotating, pay attention to how the movement feels. You will notice the ankle joint, the foot, and the toes moving more smoothly. These small movements help reduce blood stagnation around the ankle and support circulation flowing down to the feet and toes more effectively. After the ankles have been loosened and become more flexible with the ankle rotation exercise you just did, this is the time to move to the most important exercise among the 3 today. This exercise is called standing heel raise, raising the heels while standing. If you had to choose just one movement to support blood circulation in the legs after the age of 60, many movement specialists would choose this one. The method is very simple. Stand upright behind a chair and place both hands lightly on the back of the chair to keep your balance. Slowly lift your heels off the floor, shifting your weight onto the front part of your feet. Hold that position for about 3 seconds, then lower your heels down slowly. Repeat 15 times. This movement activates the entire calf muscle group, especially the muscles responsible for pumping blood from the legs back to the heart. That is also why people who walk regularly rarely experience problems with poor circulation in the legs. After learning these 3 simple exercises, the question that most people over 60 always ask is, how long will it take for me to feel a change? The good news is that you don't have to wait very long. If you perform these 3 exercises twice a day, the entire routine only takes about 5 minutes. Many people begin to notice small changes after just 1 to 2 weeks. For example, your legs feel warmer in the evening. You experience fewer nighttime cramps. Standing up after sitting for a long time feels lighter and more flexible.
And when you return to the 30-second test at the beginning of the video, many people realize that their score has increased. That is a sign that the circulatory system is starting to work better.
Now let's return to the test and try a micro test of just 30 seconds to feel your body. Stand upright, and you can lightly place your hands on the back of a chair to keep your balance. Step 1. Raise your heels up and down 20 times with a slow and steady rhythm. Feel your calf muscles contract like a small pump. Step 2. After the final heel raise, stand still for 10 seconds. Keep your body relaxed and pay attention to the sensation in your feet and ankles. Now ask yourself, do your legs feel a little warmer? Do they feel lighter or more flexible? If the answer is yes, that is a very clear sign that the circulation in your legs is beginning to improve.
If during the 30-second test you just did, you began to feel your legs warming up or becoming lighter, that is a very positive signal. However, before you continue maintaining this habit every day, there is one important thing to mention so that you can exercise more safely and with greater peace of mind. If you have underlying conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of cardiovascular problems, start very slowly. There is no need to exercise intensely or do too much right from the beginning. You can reduce the number of repetitions or simply exercise gently for a few minutes so your body can gradually get used to the movement. The most important thing is not the intensity, but the consistency. Even 5 minutes a day has value, because for the circulatory system, small movements repeated every day are exactly what awaken the blood flow and keep your legs functioning in a healthy way. Once you know how to exercise safely, slowly, and consistently, the next thing I want you to remember is a very important truth about the body after the age of 60. Many people think that once they get older, the body can no longer change, but science shows the opposite. The body after 60 still has the ability to adapt, especially the calf muscles, one of the muscle groups that respond the fastest to movement. With just small movements repeated every day, the muscle fibers will begin to work more actively, pump blood more effectively, and support circulation more efficiently. That is why many older adults notice that after a few weeks of gentle exercise, their legs no longer feel as heavy as before. So remember this. Your legs can regain strength faster than you might think, and sometimes it all begins with just a few minutes of movement each day.
Before leaving this video, I would like to invite you to join a small challenge. Right now, write your current score in the comments section. For example, today, 2 points. Many people in this community also start from 2 or 3 points. Then, try practicing these 3 exercises every day for the next 14 days. You don't need to exercise for long. Just 5 minutes each day. After 2 weeks, come back to this video and update your new score. You might be surprised to see many people say they went from 2 points to 4 points, even 5 points. What matters is not starting perfectly. What matters is starting today. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, join our community. See you in the next video.